That was a great experience. I worked for the Los Angeles Times. Well, I didn't. I guess I worked for the LA Times. I and a friend of mine were in charge of folding the big Sunday paper that used to be enormous at the time. And we used to put all the pieces together and put it in the machine we called the Beast, and it would go through and it would make this horrific sound, you know, and it would make you jump every time it folded the paper and put a string around it to keep it bound. And then there was a guy named Leroy Waco, we called him Wacko, and he was a one-armed guy who drove a stick shift, and he would deliver the papers. And he didn't have a right arm, he just had his left arm, and he would slip his hand through the steering wheel of his VW and shift that way, right? And then when he come across a house that he would throw a paper at, he would steer with his knees, grab a paper, and throw it out the window, or throw it that way out the window. It was amazing. And I went with him one time to help him hurry it up and throw papers, and I was terrible at it. I was hitting the gutters, and he was making unbelievable shots. So that was Leroy Waco, and that was my LA Times experience. It was a tough job because we got there about 10 o'clock at night, and we didn't finish until sunrise on Sunday when we were finished with all the papers. And then, of course, back then, it was in the 70s, it was the only game in town. There was no online news and things like that, so it was all the hard copy.
And who would have thought that all these years later you would now be celebrating your book at the LA Times Festival?
Who would have thought?